Hello, my name is Miss Malcolm and I teach the Year 9 Industrial Technology Electronics class this year. I'd like to go through some work that we have been doing in Term 1 and more recently Term 2. Term 1, at the beginning of the year, students were given their first assessment task where they were to choose a famous engineer or someone who has contributed to electronics. For example, this student has chosen Benjamin Franklin. Now they've told me a bit about their background and the field of engineering that they fall in, where they were born, a bit about their past and their education. And they've told me about their most famous contribution to science. So that was the first assessment task. The second assessment task was it was part practical and part folio work, and this is still a work in progress because of the COVID-19. We haven't been able to do the practical side of this, so we have started, however, the theory side to the assessment task. So the students were to design a circuit tester. So first of all, they had to write a design brief, tell me exactly what a circuit tester was used for. This is someone from our class. It's not yet finished yet, this folio, but this is an example of what they have been doing. They had to do some research into existing circuit testers and how much they cost to buy in Australia. And they had to do an analysis, a PMI analysis of at least two of them. Then we had to do a parts list of what tools and equipment and components we will be using to manufacture our circuit tester. So they did a little bit of research into equipment that we will be using, scroll saw, scriber, wire strippers, and they had to write down exactly what these instruments do. They also had to do some designs on paper and also Google SketchUp of, they had to come up with at least 3 ideas of what their circuit tester might look like, and they had to graphically model that using SketchUp. And they also had to evaluate their designs. Okay, and we will go back and actually manufacture this when we go back to normal schooling, so this will happen in term 2. Because of the COVID-19, we have been more recently concentrating on theory work. So we've been researching into different components. We've been learning about different circuit series, both series and parallel. We've been working on Ohm's law and the relationship between voltage, current, and resistance. And we're doing a little bit of breadboard work as well. And lastly, we've been learning a little bit about methods of power generation. So these are examples of the breadboard work that we've been doing and some of the theory work that we've been tackling online. We've also been, I've asked the students to create a slideshow about renewable and non-renewable energy sources, and this is just an example of one of the students. We're more recently working on battery generation, which we're working on this week. And we will be doing more breadboard work coming up into the future. So where to next? When school returns back to normal, we will be catching up on some of the practical work that we haven't yet been able to do. So the students will be soldering, they will be using technology equipment, and they will be manufacturing their circuit tester. Thank you for listening.